Missed by Cass a month ago when injuries kept them out of the Yorkshire Cup final replay, which Northern won 11-2. Today it's Northern with problems. Skipper Paul Harkin has flu, so Heath Godfrey is scum half, and David Hobbs takes over the captaincy.
So there's a nice new shot for you on television. The actual toss-up out in the middle. David Hobbs and John Joyner. Seems to be a little bit of doubt as to who's won the toss. Let's have it again, says the referee. It landed on its side. And it looks as though the teams are going to stay the way they are. The referee, Robin Whitfield, seems to be in good humour today. And the ball immediately knocked back by Bob Lindner. And David Clange, it's not often he can have touched the ball as quickly as the first 2 seconds of the match, playing on the right wing. Kevin Beardmore, as acting half-back, slips it to Keith England. 3 men keeping on the 22-metre line. Kevin Ward making a dummy run there, enabling Alan Shillitoe to make a little bit of ground, but not much. Good spotting, particularly by Wayne Heron. Now Castleford do try to move that ball out. It's been knocked back. So Castleford retaining possession, but finding it hard to get out of their own quarter. It's our first sign Michael Beattie, the Australian there, just recovering from a broken nose, which he sustained in the Yorkshire Cup final. Well, the unpredictable Phil Ford, showing us some big footwork to start with, nicking that ball back to Keith Mumby. Well, Barry Seaman was telling me how unpredictable Phil Ford is. Now Godfrey, and the ball moves slickly by Bradford there. Castleford spotting, good as it always is. The early moments here for Heath Godfrey have been encouraging. In 2 moves, got the ball out quickly. Noble. And again Godfrey. And now Stewart, the New Zealander. Good long ball from Stewart to Carl Fairbank, and Fairbank got one of those rampaging runs of his. Carl Fairbank made his Great Britain debut against Papua New Guinea recently, coming on as a second-half substitute, and more chances here for Bradford, offside against Tony Marchant. One very good thing about Robin Whitfield, he makes it obvious why he's given the award. So there we are, Castleford having conceded those 2 penalties, and from the second of those, David Hobbs has the chance of registering the first points of the game. Which he does. Up go the flags. It's Castleford 0, Bradford Northern 2, and a morale booster for Northern.
It most certainly is, because this is what the sides are looking for. They've both been feeling each other out. Bradford has started putting 1 or 2 passes together and made a nice little break with Godfrey. He's come in, of course, as a stand-in for Kevin Harkin, who is a key figure in the Bradford side, but he's fitted in well, and they've made 1 or 2 runs. And look at that, straight between the posts, no problem at all. Excellent goal kick, and 2 points.
Phil Ford. Always excitement when he's in the game. Heron back for Noble, who's always there, and Hobbs. Ooh, and that was a bit of a dodgy pass, and not surprisingly, it's fallen into the hands of the opposition. Only Tony Marchant. England barging his way forward. And you'll hear a bit of a Cass roar now as the yellow shirts come forward, and Alan Shillitoe. Oh, and he slipped a lovely ball to Fifita, and John Fifita, just inches from the line, he's going to get over. The first try of the match, and it goes to John Fifita. So there'll be delight back home in Tonga. Fifita has been scoring tries with great regularity recently. That's his 6th of the season, and he won't need an interpreter to tell the lads how he did it.
Well, as you can see, a quick play of the ball here, and the ball goes out quickly to Shillitoe, who makes a fine run going on the outside of the field, brings Fifita on the burst, who takes with him here Phil Ford. Can't hold him, still standing Fifita, pushing him off, and they carry him virtually over the line for an excellent try. Well, just have a look at this now again. There it is from another angle. This was really the quick play of the ball here now, and Marchant gets it out quickly. It's quickly transferred out to Shillito, pushes Fafita on the outside, takes with him now. Mumby can't hold him, neither can Phil Ford. They're battling with him, and 2 men are dragged over. Excellent try.
And here comes the goal kick. And well, I think the angle was difficult, but it didn't trouble Bob Beardmore. What an excellent kick. 6-2. Castleford in the lead, and the perfect time for them to come back into the game, having just gone behind. Godfrey to Fairbank. And Godfrey again getting the ball back from Fairbank. Not easy for Bradford to reorganise, because Paul Harkin is one of their key players, and to lose him this morning with flu must have been a bitter blow for coach Barry Seaborn. But Godfrey so far has shown up quite well.
He has, yes, he's settled down quite well, but it is difficult when you have a half-back that plays together.
Oh, that's actually Shillito. Sorry to interrupt you there, David, but the ball was just almost pinched by Shillito close to the Bradford line, and so Kevin Ward plunged towards it. Beardmore, good support from England, 3 men around him to stop him. And classy Cass, as they call them, willing to throw this ball around. Joyner looking for support inside as he turned in the tackle. They're always menacing close to the line. As we said earlier, Castleford's problems are not close to the opponent's line, it's in giving points away themselves. Fifita's got that ball inside for Beattie. Surely a try for Gary Hyde, right in the corner. And well, a great moment for Gary Hyde. He only needs 4 tries for a career century, so that's the 97th try of Gary Hyde's career, and I would think one of the simplest.
Yes, well, just reward, I think, really, for the perceptiveness of the Castleford side. Bradford still messing about a bit. Marchant again in attacked in half-back. A quick ball out here by Kevin Blunt. Fafita takes the ball over the top of the man. What a superb tack it was. On to Gary Hyde, nearly fumbled. Try. Here we go again, just seeing it now from another action here. Beardmore, look how quickly it comes out. Fafita puts in a perfect pass into, and Hyde takes this ball, juggles with it a little, and then crashes over in the corner.
A lot to be admired there in the way Fafita slipped that ball in the tackle. And 10-2 it is then for Castleford. And Bradford Northern haven't won here at Weldon Road for 5 years. Well, Bob Beardmore has already kicked one this afternoon from just this sort of distance. Can he make it 2? I think he might just be short this time. Black Sabre. Here's the strongman plunge. He's not very tall, but believe you me, he's like a bulldozer on that pitch. And Shillito again slips the ball in the tackle. And Beattie here plays for the St George Club in Australia. And again, slick work from Castleford. They are so adept at slipping that ball, with the Beardmores usually involved, and Joyner, who's the man in possession now, gives it to England. Back inside for Robert Beardmore. Known most of the time as Bob, of course. Had a little training session this morning to make sure he was okay. Here's Kevin Ward. And the last tackle coming up. And there'll be an attempted to drop goal here. Wasn't a good one, though, from Bob Beardmore. Shows how long he's been out of the game. Gives Ford a chance to run. And tries to go on the outside. Slips the ball inside McGowan. A chance for him to go. First time we've really seen Steve McGowan in the game. A bit of a long looping pass there, which Stewart in a spot of bother. Here's Keith Mumby. And Mumby will make a break down the middle. This is where he's strong. And the man on his inside here is Mercer. Marchant's chasing him. Mercer should go all the way for Bradford's first try. Or Plange has got him. And that was a brilliant tackle by David Plange, getting all the way back to stop Gary Mercer. We'll just see if Bradford can sneak over from this position. Sampson's caught now. But what a tremendous recovery run from David Plange. Mercer looked a certain scorer. Bradford flinging it around now. They've got it out to McGowan. Here's Phil Ford. Can he make it on the other wing? Ford trying to go on the outside, and Ford is in. Brilliant try by the Bradford wingman. Or is it? Well, it was all go there. It's not a try. Phil Ford looked as though he'd got that ball down in the corner.
Excellent rugby. Absolutely marvellous.
Well, there was so much to admire all round there, David. First of all with Mumby, then with Mercer, then with Plange, and then with Ford here out on the right wing.
That's right, and you just watch it, and Philip Ford, with a long ball out, gives him the opportunity, straight away, a quick ball to Ford, and of course, just put a foot out in the touch.
So the scrum down 10 metres in. Bradford just needing that spark of invention I was talking about.
That's right, yes. Perhaps with Heath Godfrey coming in for Paul Harkin, it has interrupted and disrupted their play, but he's playing quite well, and the Bradford side are playing well, and we have to give a lot of plaudits really to this Castleford defence. It's hung out and hung out well.
And they've won an important scrum there. It was with the head, but they really did have to win that one. And have they forced him back over the line, or has he just managed to keep his feet? He's just kept his feet, Gary Hyde. Scorer of Castleford's second try, and we're now moving towards the injury time that might be added on in the first half. The crowd here thoroughly enjoyed the first 40 minutes of the match. Castleford Bradford games have a reputation of being tough and uncompromising, and there goes the hooter. But David Watkins, I think that's been an excellent first half.
It most certainly has. A marvellous start to Scrum Down. I mean, we've had two sides sorting each other out tentatively to start off with, then a very good spell by Castleford with some wonderful football, two excellent tries, and of course then Bradford coming back into the game with all the venom one would expect from a side but had just lost two tries against them. But they just couldn't break down a very resolute Castleford defence, and at half-time the score is 10 points to 2 in favour of Castleford.
And we have that scoreboard for you, with David Hobbs having given Bradford an early lead with a penalty goal. Castleford then getting two quick tries from John Fifita and Gary Hyde, Beardmore converting one. 10-2 it is then at half-time here at Weldon Road. Join us again after the break. Welcome back to Weldon Road for the start of the second half. Castleford leading by 10 points to 2, and Bradford Northern resuming with a substitute on. Roebuck has taken his place. So this man, Skerritt, still very much involved in the hunt. Well, nice to see smiles on the faces of the players there. They obviously enjoyed that little incident. Noble, so good at the play of the ball, but only making about 5 yards this time. And he lost the ball then. That'll be a scrum down. So in the first half, Castleford winning the scrums by 4-2, so it's Beardmore out on top at the moment. And against the head, each scrubber 1-1. Joyner. And now Linder. Not a lot seen of Linder so far in this game, the Australian test forward. There he followed up his own kick to put Bradford under more pressure. Simpson, who's really a half-back, but he's playing on the wing at the moment to learn a bit of experience. Hill, tried to slip the ball for Mumby, who's always there. The penalties in the first half, by the way. Castleford conceding one more than Bradford. Here's Fairbank. Just holding on there with Linder trying to whip the ball out of his hands, I think. So imperative for Bradford to try and get a little bit upfield. Which Stewart tries to do now, and just about reaches the 22 on the last tackle. And the kick has to come in from Hobbs. Chasing back for it is Gary Hyde. He knocks it once, but behind him. So play continues. That's the ruling in rugby league. If the ball's knocked behind you, it's obviously not a knock-on. Goes. So it'll be a scrum down.